Imagine you're given a simple choice. Two doors are in front of you. Behind one door is a guaranteed reward. Behind the other door is a bigger reward, but there's risk. Some people instantly choose the safe option, others confidently take the risk. What's fascinating is that when psychologists study this situation, something strange happens. Even highly intelligent people split almost perfectly into two groups. 50% choose certainty, 50% choose possibility. Both sides believe they are thinking logically. Both sides believe their decision is the smarter one. And that raises a powerful question. How can smart people look at the exact same situation and reach completely opposite conclusions? Where we explore the hidden psychology behind the decisions people make every day. Human intelligence is often associated with being logical, rational, and analytical. We imagine that smarter people always arrive at the correct answer. But psychology shows something surprising. Intelligence doesn't remove cognitive conflict. In fact, sometimes it amplifies it. Smart people are very good at building convincing arguments. The problem is that they can build convincing arguments for completely different choices. This is the paradox that quietly divides intelligent minds. To understand this better, imagine another scenario. You're offered two job opportunities. The first job is stable, predictable, and safe. The salary is decent, the hours are normal, and the future looks secure. The second job is risky. It might lead to a much higher income, exciting opportunities, and personal growth. But it could also fail. When people analyze this situation, their brains immediately begin calculating possibilities. Some focus on security, others focus on potential. Both perspectives are rational, but they rely on different assumptions about risk, reward, and the future. Psychologists call this a risk tolerance divide. But the fascinating part is that intelligence does not automatically push people toward one side. Highly analytical individuals can land on either side of the decision. Some intelligent people believe minimizing risk is the smartest strategy. Others believe maximizing opportunity is the smartest strategy. Both groups are capable of explaining their reasoning in detail, and both groups genuinely believe the other side is missing something obvious. This pattern appears in many areas of life: financial decisions, career choices, relationships, even everyday habits. Some people believe discipline and consistency are the path to success. Others believe flexibility and experimentation create better results. Both views have strong arguments. Another reason this paradox divides smart people is the way our brains interpret uncertainty. The human brain is not naturally comfortable with unknown outcomes. When we face uncertainty, our minds try to build stories that make the future feel predictable. But different people build different stories. One person imagines worst-case scenarios. Another imagines best-case possibilities. Neither story is guaranteed to happen. Yet those imagined futures strongly influence the decision we make today. This is where something interesting happens with intelligence. Smarter individuals often have stronger imaginations about future outcomes. They can vividly picture both success and failure. Because of this, their reasoning becomes more complex. One intelligent person might analyze the same situation and say, the probability of failure is too high. The safe path is more logical. Another intelligent person might say, the upside potential outweighs the risk. The opportunity is worth it. Both arguments can sound completely reasonable. This creates the strange experience where intelligent debates reach a stalemate. No one is clearly wrong. But no one fully agrees either. There is also another psychological force involved in this paradox: personal values. Even when people think they are being purely logical, their decisions are often influenced by deeper beliefs about life. Some individuals value stability and predictability. They feel most comfortable when life is structured and controlled. Others value exploration and growth. They feel energized by uncertainty and new experiences. These values shape how the brain evaluates risk. A person who values security may interpret uncertainty as danger. A person who values growth may interpret the same uncertainty as opportunity. Both perspectives can exist within intelligent minds. Another interesting factor is experience. Past outcomes quietly influence how we interpret new choices. Someone who took a risk in the past and succeeded may develop confidence in uncertain situations. Someone who experienced failure may become more cautious. Over time, these experiences shape our internal decision-making style. But even with experience, the paradox does not disappear, because every new situation introduces new unknowns. This is why debates between intelligent people can become surprisingly intense. Each side believes they are applying rational thinking, but beneath the logic are invisible psychological factors shaping the conclusion. Risk tolerance, personal values, past experiences, emotional associations with uncertainty. All of these influences operate quietly in the background. Another fascinating aspect of this paradox is something psychologists call overconfidence in reasoning. When people think deeply about a problem, they often become more confident in their conclusion. The brain begins building supporting arguments. It searches for examples that reinforce the decision. It filters out information that contradicts it. This process happens automatically. So two intelligent people can analyze the same situation, gather different supporting evidence, and become increasingly confident in opposite conclusions. From the outside, it can look like stubbornness. But from the inside, each person feels logically justified. This is why some debates never fully resolve. Not because one side is irrational, but because the situation genuinely allows multiple rational interpretations. Interestingly, the smartest thinkers throughout history often recognize this limitation. They understood that intelligence does not guarantee certainty. Instead, it allows us to see more possibilities. And more possibilities can sometimes create more doubt. This realization leads to an important shift in perspective. The goal of intelligence may not be to always find the single correct answer. Sometimes the real goal is understanding the trade-offs behind each choice. Every decision involves both gains and sacrifices. Security often limits opportunity. Opportunity often introduces risk. There is rarely a perfect option that provides everything. Recognizing this truth can make decisions feel less like puzzles and more like personal choices, because ultimately, the decision depends on what kind of life someone wants to build. Someone who values stability may accept slower progress in exchange for peace of mind. Someone who values exploration may accept uncertainty in exchange for greater possibilities. Neither choice is universally superior. They simply reflect different priorities. And this is why the paradox continues to split intelligent minds almost perfectly in half. Not because intelligence fails, but because life rarely offers decisions with only one logical answer. The most interesting part is what happens after people understand this paradox. Instead of trying to prove others wrong, they begin asking deeper questions. What assumptions am I making about the future? What outcomes matter most to me? What kind of risk am I willing to live with? These questions shift the conversation from argument to self-awareness. And self-awareness may be the most powerful form of intelligence. Because when people understand their own values and biases, they can make decisions with clarity rather than confusion. They stop searching for the universally correct answer and start choosing the answer that aligns with the life they want to live. Which brings us back to that simple image we started with. 2 doors, 2 different rewards, 2 different risks. Even among the smartest people in the room, the choice will almost always split down the middle. 50% will choose certainty. 50% will choose possibility. And the fascinating truth is this: both sides will walk through their chosen door believing they made the smartest decision. And here on Mind Patrons, that is exactly what we explore. the hidden psychological patterns behind the choices that quietly shape our lives every single day.